Welcome to the Women on the Rise podcast. I'm Jen Blandos, and this is where we talk about everything entrepreneurship. Whether you are just getting started or you have a 7 or an 8-figure business, I bring you the latest insights, ideas, and inspirations and interviews with the most amazing female entrepreneurs, so it will inspire and motivate you to build the business of your dreams. Welcome to another episode of Women on the Rise. And today I'm answering a question that one of our members asked me. And the question that she asked was, if I were to start over in business again, what would I do differently? And I have started over in business again a few times, but I thought about that, especially what I know now after starting over a few times. What would I do differently? And I put together a top 10 list of what I would do differently if I started again. So I wanted to share that with you. The first thing I would do that I would make sure that I would spend a lot of time on, and that is research. Sometimes people will go and say, I have my business idea. I'm going to go out and I'm going to register my business or incorporate my business or license my business, and run out and go and get your business registered, set up a website, and then say, that's it, I've got my business. Everybody come to me and buy. I would say to anybody who is starting out in business, or even if you were to start again in business, is that spend your time on research. Get your research right. Think very clearly about who your audience is, who you're selling to, what they're interested in, what they like, what they need, what their problems are. Really, really get clear on that. And then be very clear on what your product or your service is, and make sure that adds up, that the people who you want to sell to are going to be buying your product and service. You really want to understand that, because when you are clear on that, it makes it so much easier for you to be able to sell your product or your service. So when you are thinking about that, do your research. And I would say that if I were to start again in business, I would probably allocate 1 or 2 months, if I had the time, to get really clear on that. Now, if I didn't have the time and if I had to set up my business fast, and I know that there are people who are in that situation where maybe they have lost a job and they need to go and start again and they need to get money in fast, I would still say, even if you need to get up and running quickly, spend a bit of time doing that research. And that could be surveys, going and doing focus groups, going and doing one-on-one surveys as well, doing some desk research. But do make sure that your research is really, really solid and tight in the very beginning. The other thing that I would do if I would do it all over again, and I have done it, especially in Female Fusion, I was very focused on that. I would, from day one, systems and operations. I would have a system for every single thing that I could possibly think of, and I would be very clear on that. I would document all of that, and I would also look at automating as much as I possibly could. Now, it's so amazing in business, because when I started out 25 years ago, there was not a thing called automations, or if there was some kind of automation, it would be very expensive and it wasn't very accessible for people. So in business today, the amount that we can automate now is crazy. 6 months from now, probably can't even imagine. Like, who would have thought ChatGPT would exist and how much we would be able to do with ChatGPT and all of the different bots and automations that they've created as a result of ChatGPT? Think about what might happen 6 months or a year from now. So automate what you can. Always be on top of the latest technology and what you can use to automate. The next thing that I would do if I was starting out at the very beginning is I would create standard operating procedures for everything. Even if I am a business of one, I would document my way of working and create standard operating procedures from day one. The reason is that it makes it easier for you to grow. and it makes it easier for you to outsource as quickly as you possibly can. So if you have standard operating procedures from the very beginning, that it makes it easy for you to hire that virtual assistant and say, you know what, virtual assistant, yes, I'm going to hire you. And not only that, I have the standard operating procedures about how I want things done in my business. And I am very clear about how I want them done in my business. And so it makes that hiring process a lot easier, and it makes it easier for them to be able to deliver for you in business. So 100% standard operating procedures all the way. And as part of that, and why it's linked to that, is I would outsource as quickly as I possibly can. You want to be able to do the high level work in your business. So to be able to do the high level work in your business, you need to be able to outsource. We want to be able to get to a point where we can work on our business, not in our business. And so from my perspective, if I were to do it all again, outsource as quickly as possible. First thing I'm going to outsource, the finance and accounting. Now, you need to be making money to be able to do that. You need to have invoices, or you need to be able to sell. But the moment that you start having money coming into your bank account, get somebody to help you with the money and the accounting, especially if that's not an area that's good for you. For me, that is one of the first things that I always did, was I outsourced that. You also want to be able to outsource other things that are more manual labor tasks that you don't want to be doing. So for example, creating social media posts, scheduling social media posts, maybe replying to emails, doing some customer service stuff. You want to be able to outsource that as quickly as you can so you can focus on the higher level stuff. The next thing I would do if I started all over again, I would be thinking from the very beginning and thinking about my revenue lines, so the different ways that I'm making money in my business, and I would create from day one a passive income stream. And that means that I would get on Kajabi from day one. I would probably, well, I do already, and I have my businesses that way, but I would pay for Kajabi. I would have my website on Kajabi, because you can have a website on Kajabi, and I would be selling digital products or services through Kajabi, because it's a really great way to make extra money in your business and to have recurring revenue. Like, how nice is it if you were constantly getting pings every single day that you were having payments made through Stripe, whether it's recurring monthly payments, for example, like we have with Female Fusion, where it's a membership, or you have one-off digital products or services. And we've gotten quite good at that in Female Fusion, that we have a number of digital products and services that people can buy one off. And that is just money which is what's called evergreen. And it means that you don't, other than the marketing that you're doing behind that, that you are not constantly trading your time for money. So when I say trading your time for money, if you're working as a consultant and you are getting paid to show up to deliver that service, that is costing you your time. If you have a digital product or service, that's something that you invest your time in once and you go and sell, and it can be sold again and again and again. It still means that those people are getting value from you, but you front loaded that time to be able to sell it later on. So I highly recommend that. Starting again, I would always make sure I had digital products or services. The other thing that I would focus on, and it's become so important in business, marketing. Marketing. And I was talking to a friend who works in PR the other day, and we were talking about this because I used to work in the PR industry. I used to have a PR agency. And I remember we would always have this mentality in PR that we were kind of like, well, we work on reputation and we manage your reputation in business, and you can't put a price on that. Reputation is so important, and it is. But if you own a business, you need marketing. If you are a business owner, you need to understand marketing. If you don't understand marketing, you need to take courses, you need to read about marketing, you need to understand marketing as much as you possibly can. Watch YouTube videos, because you could have the best product in the world, but if you do not know how to market that product or market that service, your business is not going to grow. Or if it is going to grow, it is going to grow very slowly. So marketing underpins everything we do in business. And I was talking about that with my friend in PR the other day, that we were like, oh, yeah, you remember when we used to think that PR was everything and marketing, advertising wasn't so important? Today, marketing is everything. The people who market the best are going to grow the most in their business. So make marketing important in your business and make sure that you understand how marketing works, because your decisions that you make in your business need to be aligned with marketing as well, because that's what's going to help you grow. And that also is going to link back to things like your business strategy. You're going to be thinking about other things like email. Gosh, email is so important. Email marketing is so important for a business that needs to underpin it. You might decide you want a podcast, and that's going to be part of your marketing strategy. You want to also be thinking about your personal brand and how that fits within the overall marketing strategy of the business. Marketing for me is everything. And I almost wish that I knew so much more about marketing at such a younger stage in my business, because if I would have mastered marketing, I would have soared. I would have scaled even faster than I did. Now, the other thing as well that you want to be very conscious about, and what I would do from day one, is I would be thinking very clearly about how I build an audience. And this is part of marketing, but it's kind of separate. So I'm saying that this isn't a separate point as well, is how I am going to build an audience of people who know, like, and trust me, who are going to become those raving fans, and to have a strategy about that, and to take time every single day to build up that audience, to build up that community that surrounds your business. And that is something that you need to invest every single day in. So even if it's 20, 30 minutes that you need to be thinking about how you engage with your audience, how you build that audience. And then you also want to be thinking about your network. If I started again, I would invest from the very beginning on building my business network, building that community of people who are going to be my online friends, who are going to be my in-person friends, who are going to support me. Now, it's not only people who might eventually buy from you or become your customers or refer you, but part of building your network is having your business besties, because having a business is not easy. It is not easy at all. And you will know, if you've had a business for a while, that you go through these days where you're like, having a business is the best thing in the world. I'm up here. I love my business. 2 hours later, you get a phone call or an email, or somebody DMs you, and you crash down to the ground and you're like, having a business sucks. What am I doing? Like, why did I quit my day job? Why do I have a business? And then maybe a few hours later, something happens and maybe things are okay, or maybe it goes down even further. And when you have people surrounding you who also have a business, they get it and they understand it. And they are the ones who send you that WhatsApp message and go, you are amazing. What you are creating is amazing. Keep going. Or call me or send me a message, because I will be there to support you. I will be there to lift you back up, and you will be there to lift them up as well. That through your network, you need your business besties. So if I were to do it all over again, I would find my business besties right away, and I would consistently surround myself with them. I would support them. I would want to have their support when I need it as well. If I were to start again, the other thing I would focus on quickly too would be to create partnerships and collaborations as quickly as I possibly can. when you have those partnerships, when you have those collaborations, that it helps you grow faster. Don't worry about competition because there is so much business out there for everyone. But when you have people who you can collaborate with, it helps to amplify your business. It helps to amplify your brand at the very beginning. So I would say 100% try and find those people who you can collaborate with. You might also want to as well find people where you can have affiliate relationships with. Now, an affiliate relationship, what that means is that they are going to refer you or recommend you to their audience. And typically, what would happen is you would pay them a percentage of what their audience spends with you. And affiliate relationships vary anywhere from 5 to 10% up to 50, 60%. That you need to think about what amount of money that would be worth for you to have that person be a customer. And every business is different, and every person is different about what feels right for them. We do have affiliate relationships with a few people, but again, that when we recommend people as affiliates, that we need to know that we use them ourselves. So I had somebody ask me today, they said, oh, is this person that you're recommending any good? And I was like, 100%. I use their services. It's something that I stand for, and I would only recommend them, or I would only recommend that course, or I would only recommend that business if I've used it myself. When you are in an affiliate relationship as well, make sure that you also say that to people, and that you say that you are an affiliate because you want people to know that you might be getting a percentage of that sale recommended to you. But it's something as well that will help you grow faster. And we also found as well with Female Fusion that when we have people who are affiliates for Female Fusion, or we call them ambassadors, that it helps our business grow faster because they introduce us to their audience as well. So something to think about, but definitely for me, the partnerships, the collaboration, the affiliates really help you grow faster. And then the final thing that I would say, if I was doing it all over again and what I would focus on, I would go global. Because when you are limiting yourself to one specific audience, you're limiting yourself. When you look around the world, that global helps your business grow faster. Now, it depends because not all businesses can go global, but a lot of businesses can. Whether you have products or whether you have services, unless it's very specific to your country, your city, your region, that there is no reason why you can't take your business global. What I would say is you probably want to make sure that you have a really good product or a service first, and maybe focus on your local market first for the first 6 months or year. Really get that right. And then when you get that right, take your business global, because it gives you access to a wider pool. It gives you access to a wider stream of revenue. And what that means is it also protects your business in the future. And I've had that happen previously in businesses, that when there's been recessions, when there's been things that have happened locally, when I have just serviced a local market, my business has been at risk. When I have gone global, when I have had customers around the world, my business has been in less risk, because it means that even if one market has problems or challenges, I still have my customers and my clients in 10, 15, 20 other markets where they're not impacted by that. So I would get good in my local market first, and then I would go global as quickly as I possibly can. So there you have it. If I would start all over again, I would make sure I'm solid on research. I would have those systems and those automations in place. I would make sure that I would have those standard operating procedures, outsource as quickly as possible. I would use Kajabi and have those digital products so I have another stream of revenue. I would be all in on marketing and really solid on marketing. And if I didn't understand marketing, I would get good at marketing, because marketing is so important. I would be there building my relationships, allocating time every single day to do that. I would network everywhere. I would find my business besties. I would have those partnerships, find affiliates, and then go global. Because when you go global, there are so many opportunities and possibilities for you. There you have it, my top 10 list if I did it again. And I hope that that will give you some inspiration for you and your business. As business owners, we need to focus on our personal brand, but I know that that can feel really overwhelming for some entrepreneurs. And so I have created Female Fusion's personal branding templates. And this toolkit basically has a template for you to create your own profile, which is great if you're pitching for events or if you are trying to have press coverage. And I have also provided for you a template that you can use on Canva to create your own pitch sheet to appear on other people's podcasts, because podcasts are a great way to increase your personal brand. And we need brilliant photos, and we have put together a pitch sheet on how you put together your brief for doing your own photos as well. So all you need to do is go to femalefusionnetwork.com/brand, and the personal branding template kit is there for you to go and